That's a great question and perfectly timed because, well, we got these here Radflow Sport 500R coilovers and shocks going on our brand new 4Runner. These are a 2-inch body. They're available with and without reservoirs in standard and extended travel. Standard travel for the front is 0 to 2 inches of lift. Extended travel that requires aftermarket upper control arms goes up to 2.5. They also have these 0 to 2s or 2-inch plus lift spec rear shocks as well. And they have pretty much the rest of their catalog. They also have 2.5-inch body options with and without reservoirs and with and without adjusters, but those aren't the only options currently available and not the only options we're going to be testing soon, so let's talk about some of those. As usual, King was the first to market, at least that we can think of. They took their 250 series Land Cruiser coilovers and shocks and figured out they fit on 4Runners, so they were able to have a package already out by the time the 4Runners released. They're 2.5-inch bodies. They have remote reservoirs. They are available with and without adjusters, and they're definitely something you're going to want to put an upper control arm on. We haven't tested them yet, but we have had a set on a 4th gen Tacoma, which uses a very similar suspension now, and I can say they're pretty darn good. If you haven't seen it already, make sure to check that review over on YouTube. Now, Dobinson's has already come in and done it pretty big. They have their full catalog already available for hybrid and non-hybrid 4Runners. Now they have everything from billet and tubular trailing arms in the rear, billet upper control arms in the front, even diff drops. They even got top hats for assemblies, and they got new bump stops because we know the stock bump stops suck. Now, we generally recommend trying to avoid the GS series and move it up market a bit, but their IMS and MRRs run big fat 60mm pistons instead of the 50mm pistons we're used to seeing on previous 4Runners, so we have some pretty high hopes they're going to work well. I think a lot of you guys are going to be really big fans of the IMS as an alternative to the Bilstein 6112s and 6100s before those are out, and that have probably a little softer valving. And with all the adjustability of the MRR, I think you'll be able to set those up in a way you really like them. Plus, you can get everything you need all in one place. Dobinson's got you covered there. Another Aussie option that's a great alternative to those 6112s and 6100s we know a lot of you guys want, but are going to have to wait till next year for, are the Old Man Emu's MT64s. As the name implies, they got a 64mm piston. They got their own springs. They're available as a complete assembly, and they have control arms, sway bar drops, everything you need to make them work as well. Later this afternoon at 3 p.m. Pacific, we're actually going live to answer all your questions about those Radflow 500R Sport 2.0s or whatever else you've been looking at for your 6th generation 4Runner. And tomorrow at 4 p.m. PST, we're going to be unboxing those Radflows over on YouTube, so make sure you're locked in. And guess what? We are testing everything we've talked about in this video and all the things that are coming out soon. So make sure to keep it locked on our socials because we got a lot of 4Runner stuff on the books.